Today we're taking a look at Marksman, which is a tool that uses the LSP protocol and that I use to replace Obsidian in my Neovim workflow. I use it to link nodes, rename markdown headings, also heading completions via LSP, diagnostics, and way more. I'm also going to demo each one of the features, how I install Marksman, talk about alternatives like the obsidian.nvim plugin, how I view images in Neovim, how I do the daily note, how Marksman can be used in other editors like vscode, emacs, helix, and way more topics. As you're able to tell, there's no camera today. Why? Because I had a surgery on Saturday and I'm not feeling that well. But if you want to look at my beautiful face, there's a picture that you'll be looking at throughout the entire video. Now, there's something that you need to keep in mind when watching this video. I use the lazyvim distribution as a base. So if you use something else, things may be a little bit different, but not Marksman related. Marksman is just gonna work just fine, but other tools that I use or other keymaps and stuff that, you know, may not work on your side, it's just because I use lazyvim as a base and I just build on top of that. So here's a link to the plugin. I'm going to leave a link in the video description so you can find it there. I have a small description here. It's a program that integrates with your editor to assist you in writing and maintaining your markdown documents. Using LSP protocol, it provides completion, go to definition, find references, rename, refactoring, diagnostics, and more. So just gonna go to the repo real quick. Here it is. Let's scroll down a little bit and you'll be able to find the instructions there, documentation, and all that stuff. So let's get back here. Just gonna mark this and this. And what song are we following today? This one, I'm going to leave it in the video description. We're gonna start it at the count of 1. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so no edits after that. We'll see if that works. So here is the documentation. Let's go there. You'll be able to find everything in these different files. Okay, so just go through them in case that you have any questions. It's not the best documentation ever. It's not like that well organized, but you can find all the stuff that you need there. Okay, so I'm going to leave as well the link in the video description. Now, let's take a look at the demos. Okay, so first, let's go with this document symbols, okay? Which in lazyvim is known as LSP symbols, and there is a keymap by default, letter SS. What do you use this for? To quickly search and jump to a heading. So let me go to my Obsidian repo, which is this one. Just going to open a file, this test markdown file. Let's open it. And if I type letter SS, you will be able to see that all of the different markdown headings are listed here. What if I want to jump to a specific one? Images in Neovim, okay? And what if I want to jump to this one? Notice that I searched. I'm just going to hit enter here. Takes me there. And that's awesome. So that is the first thing. LSP symbols, letter SS. If you don't use lazyvim, the keymap or the way that it's called may be different. So just gonna mark this as done. Another feature that it provides is this hover preview, which is uppercase K or 2Ks if you want to jump into it. This is not Marksman related. This is something that you can do in Neovim, of course. You know, it's just something default in Neovim. But let's take a look at it. If I go back to my Obsidian repo and test in Marksman links here, okay? So if I type uppercase K, you're gonna notice that I can see this note in a hover window. If I type uppercase again, I can jump inside of it and I can just navigate this section, okay? Just gonna type Q here to quit out of this. Same thing here, K one time, and I can preview that node in a hover window. If I type another K again, I can jump into it and I can navigate and I can quit, okay? That's like, so you can see it in a pop-up so you don't have to jump into that file. So we already demoed this. If you know how to set the borders for this hover window, I wasn't able to do it, so just let me know in the comments if you're able to figure it out. Okay, another feature provided is completion. This works with blink.cmp as it's one of the providers. I'm sorry. LSP is one of the providers for blink.cmp. So that's why it uses Marksman and you can complete stuff. So how does this work? Let's jump back here to the notes and we're gonna try to make it complete something. I'm just going to type a double square bracket here. Let's type something. I hope that it fails so that I can show you how I restart it. Okay, so let's say that I notice that it shows this completion, right? This means that it's a node and it shows me the path to the node here. So I'm just going to accept this with Ctrl+Y. That's what I have set in blink.cmp. And what if I want to link to a specific heading? Notice that it shows me all the different headings here, right? So let's say that I want this one. Ctrl+Y to accept it. And that's it. Just gonna save. If I want to jump into that heading, I just do GD and it's going to take me there. Okay, that's awesome. Look at the message at the bottom. Client Marksman quit with an error. Okay, this happens sometimes and it's great that it showed up because the thing that I do to resolve this is just to restart Marksman. Let's try to go there again. GD. Okay, doesn't work. But I created a Keymap. Leader M and capital R, notice that it shows here, start, restart, Marksman LSP. So I'm just gonna type capital R, Marksman LSP started. I don't know why it stops sometimes in my config, but I need to start it again. So that's all I did, GD. Now it took me to that node, okay? Let's go back with Ctrl+O to the previous node, okay? GD again, and it takes me to that specific link, okay? Notice that this is a different file. You can see the path to the file here, and you can see the name of the file here, okay? Ctrl+O is just using the Neovim jumplist. If you don't know what the jumplist is, and if you don't know how it works, I have a video. Where is it? This one, Neovim jumps, and I cover all of that stuff there. I recorded that 4 months ago, okay? So this is how completion works. Let's try to complete a different document. Which one? Let's try XOA, for example. Notice that the node is shown there. There's the path to the node. Just going to accept it. And what if I want to add a specific heading? Let's see. Which one? This, change default token validity. Just going to Ctrl+Y to accept it. And if I want to go there, GD, it takes me directly to that link, okay? Ctrl+O to jump back. So that's how completion works. I use blink.cmp. Again, if you don't know what blink.cmp is or how to configure it and how it works, I also have some videos about it. They may be a little bit outdated because this is 8 months old, but it gives you an idea. Okay, so you want to check my latest configuration for Blink, just go to my .files and you'll be able to find everything there. Mark this. Okay, find references. So what is this? Let's just go back here and let me go to this link, GT. Gonna take me to that file, okay? And if on this link I type gr, it's just gonna show me where is a file that is referencing this heading, okay? So I can see here that the test markdown is referencing this heading, okay? useful just in case you want to see if, I don't know, there's a reference to a link or something. Just gonna do Ctrl+o to go back here, go back to the topics. Just wanted to show you that. Find references with GR, mark that as done. Diagnostics for the current file and for the project as well. Okay, so if I jump here, the lazyvim distro, I'm just gonna type leader XX, and it's just going to show me the diagnostics for the entire project. I can jump down here and see all of the different links that are broken for my specific project. In case that I just want to see them for the file that I'm on, and lazyvim is leader X, capital X. And it shows me here the different warnings, or if there's any errors, it will show them to me there as well. For example, right, if we make this an invalid link, it removed the letter Y, so it shows me there that the link to a non-existing heading. Okay, just going to add it back, and that goes away. So let's go back here. We already demoed this as well. How do you rename links? This is pretty interesting. There's a Keymap in the lazyvim distro, which is leader CR. So let me show that to you real quick. Let's just jump back here. And just going to delete these two that I added. Let me close the window that is down there. And here, test heading to rename. Let me just go to this link, okay? And if I want to rename it, in lazyvim, there's a Keymap, leader CR, okay? What does this Keymap do? I can bring it here, rename, here it is, okay? You can see the documentation here, or the actual code for the Keymap down here that Funky uses. Let me run it, leader CR, and it's just going to ask you, what is the new name? Test heading to, let me do something else, to be renamed, okay? That is the name. Just gonna hit enter here, and notice what happened on the other file. It automatically updated this reference, okay? Test heading to be renamed. I can go back here, Ctrl+o. So if you're going to rename a link, you have to do it specifically that way, so that all of the references are, you know, fixed throughout the document. If you just come to the file here and you just rename the heading, it's gonna break all the links. So just keep that in mind. That is the same way that it works in Obsidian, by the way, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna show you a demo on something else later, but just keep this in mind for now. By default, H1 heading is the document title instead of the file name. There is this option. This is the default one. Title from heading equals true. You can set this in your marksman.toml file. Here's the link for that. Let me just GX, and you can see the document there. Okay, here's the file. And let's see. Let me show you what happens when I rename a node then, right? Since this is set, it doesn't matter if I rename a node or if I move a node to a different place, it's still going to work, okay? So that's the purpose of this section here. So let's do it. Let me jump back here. And this vscode test, let's move it somewhere else, okay? And I'm just going to delete it from here. I'm going to move it to this sample markdown directory, okay? Okay, notice that the file lives there now, okay? It's not what happened. Hold on, what happened here? Sample markdown. Let me delete this. I don't know. Okay, so here's the file. I'm going to delete it, and I'm going to add it in this sample markdown. Save the changes. Yes, okay. So notice that the file lives here now, and it's not here anymore, okay? And we can see the path here, sample markdown, okay? So let's go back to the other file, the test markdown. Notice that it shows me ambiguous link to heading. Why? Because this is still open the old document. Let me just close this. Test markdown. Okay. If you see this error, don't worry about it. You could just close Neovim or restart Marksman. So I'm going to type here letter MR to restart the Marksman LSP, and I'm good to go. I'm just going to do here GD. It's going to take me to the new file. Okay, so notice that it's inside the sample markdown directory. Nothing happened. What happens if we rename this file? Just going to close it and let's just rename it. Let's just go back here, sample markdown ABC. That is the name that I'm going to give to it. Accept, yes, okay. So that is the new name. Let's just go out of here. What happens? Can I go there? Let's do GD. Okay, so I got this error. No worries. I'm just going to restart Marksman, letter MR. That is so that you don't have to reopen Neovim. That's why I just restart Marksman. So let's try it again. GD. It takes me there. And notice that the new name of the file is shown here. Okay, so what I'm trying to get to this is that it doesn't matter if you rename or move your files, the LSP is going to find them because it's looking for the title. Okay, you need to have a single H1 heading in your file, and that is what is going to reference. So if we jump to the other file, where is it? Test markdown. Notice that the name of this heading is vscode test. Okay, because that's the name of the H1 heading, and that is controlled by this option by default. So just let me mark this here. Why not using the obsidian.nvim plugin? You may be wondering that. Let me just undo the changes that I did here before they are pushed automatically. Just don't want this to be pushed here. Okay. Yep, let me just discard these changes. Let's just go back here. Okay, so why not this plugin? Marksman has been around for over 4 years, and the original plugin, which is this one, is no longer maintained. I think, I'm not exactly sure, but the last commit was a year ago. Okay, but a fork was created for this plugin and is the one shown here. This one seems to be maintained. Notice that the last commit was 2 days ago, and it's pretty well documented. It supports blink.cmp and other stuff. Let's see. Yep, but the only thing here is that this is like an all-in-one solution. I haven't tried it, but I don't find that it solves any of my needs. So that's the reason why I don't have the need to install it, because Marksman does everything that I need. Okay. This plugin could be useful maybe for front matter in nodes for the settle casting method or something, but not for me. Okay. And how do I manage my Obsidian repo in Neovim? I just go to the vault path, open Neovim, and that's it. Okay. I don't need any other special plugins. I just open it like any other project. If I come here, you're going to notice that this is just the path to my Obsidian repo, this GitHub Obsidian main. And I just open it in Neovim, and that's it. I don't use Obsidian anymore. So if you still use Obsidian, maybe this plugin could be a better option. Not exactly sure, but just wanted to answer that question. Okay. You notice that I can view images in Neovim. So in case you're wondering how that is done, I have a lot of videos in which I explain that. This is one of them. And this is the other one, how to paste images. And this, how to view images as well in Neovim. How to create a new node. Just like I said before, I do it with the regular Neovim. Navigate using the file explorer and create a node like that. Okay, so if I'm here and I need to create a new node, I just come here in mini.files, new node.md, save it, yes, and that's it. I don't need a special plugin because I can do it directly in Neovim. What else? Templates or snippets. Okay. Obsidian.nvim could be useful for this, but I don't have the need as well because I do that with blink.cmp. And I use a template plugin. Which one is it? Luasnip. That's the one that I use. So if I open this here, you will be able to see that I have all of my snippets here. I also have videos about luasnip. But if I jump to my blog post, in case that you want to see how I do the snippets, for example, let me open a document here. This is my blog post. And here, test snippets.md. I'm just going to delete this file and I'm just going to add a snippet here. I just type a semicolon and what is it? Template, I think. No, blog post template. Yeah, here. Just going to accept this. It's going to add the snippet and that's it. Okay. Title, this title. If I hit tab, it's just going to jump to the next item here. Description for this. If I hit tab again, it's just going to jump down here and that's it. Okay. So that is the way that I manage snippets. I don't need another plugin because I already have luasnip. I have blink, so they play together nicely and they give me this functionality. I already demoed this. Sometimes the LSP just bugs, so I created this Keymap leader M capital R, which starts it if it stopped or restarts it if it's started. Okay, so you can find that in my .files as well in case they want to know about task management. Because if you notice, when I type here this, it moves the tasks to this section down here to the completed tasks. How do I do that? Just in case you're wondering, I have this video. You can find all the details there as well. I also do the daily note. Notice that where I'm on right now is my daily note. If I open the file explorer that I use, which is mini.files, you will be able to see that I have all the different months here. And on each one of these directories, I have all the different files. Okay. So each one of these is a daily note, and each one of them creates a tmux session. So you want to learn about the daily note. It's quite complex. Well, no, it's not complex, but I explain about that here. Where is it? Daily note here. So you can go and take a look at that video as well. Backlinks. Okay, that is something that the obsidian.nvim plugin offers. A list of backlinks. I don't need those. I don't find them useful at all. I did try to use them in Obsidian. I never used them, so I just don't care about that too much. But if someone wants to implement the configuration and just share it, it's fine. I don't find it too useful, to be honest. How do you install the Marksman plugin? I install it through Mason. So if I jump here and let me open Mason. Marksman. Okay. Notice that it's installed there. I use the lazyvim distribution. Let me just jump to my .files and where is it? In the lazy.lua, I think it is. Yep. There is this extra language markdown, and I think that Marksman is installed by this extra. Okay. If you don't use lazyvim, just go and read the documentation and you'll be able to find it there. We already covered this, the jumplist. Marksman is not only available in Neovim, it's also available on vscode, emacs, helix, set, cocoon, sublime text, and other editors. I do have a video because I enabled it in vscode to share the information with some coworkers at my previous job. So where is it? Let's see. Yep, in this video. Here's how I show how to set it up in VS Code, just in case that you're wondering, you want to set it up there as well. Now, if you want to run my configuration, the neobean configuration, and just give it a try, just open here my .files. You'll be able to find them there. And here is the section. In case that you want to test it, you just run the commands that are shown here, follow the instructions. You can remove it as well. It's pretty well documented. Just let me know how it goes. If you like my .files, remember to give them a star as well. So what else? Okay, code actions. This is something that comes from Marksman as well. Leader CA, in case that you want to generate a table of contents. I don't do this because I already have a Keymap, which is leader MTT, to generate the table of contents using the Markdown Talk plugin. And this plugin already comes in the Markdown lazyvim extra. But let me demo that to you, leader CA. So if I'm in this file, okay, leader CA, you get this option in case that you want to create a table of contents. Like I said, I don't need this because I have a Keymap. Leader MT, I have two options. I can insert a table of contents in English or in Spanish. How does this work? Let's say that I delete this section here, right? I'm going to delete it entirely, the table of contents. And if I want to add it in one of my documents, the only thing that I do usually is just leader MTT if it's in English, and that's it. Notice that it was added right below the H1 heading, and it's there in a subheading, and it just works as well. I can go to a heading, GD, and yep. But in case that you don't want to use that Keymap, Marksman can do that for you as well using this code action. Now, if you still have doubts or questions, everything related to Markdown in my workflow is covered in this playlist, Neovim Markdown playlist. Let me just go there so you can take a look real quick, and you'll be able to see that I have a lot of videos in this playlist, okay? These two are old, may not be useful anymore. This is kind of old as well. This is old, but starting from here, if you go from here all the way up, these are useful videos that are going to help you with everything that I know about Markdown in Neovim. So I think we covered everything. The last thing that I want to do in the video is thank the CEOs. The only CEO at the moment is Web23, web23.com. I'm going to leave the video credits in this section here. I also want to thank the YouTube members and the people that have donated in the past. Thank you very much. If you like this video, remember, give it a thumbs up. If you like the channel, subscribe. I hope you learned something. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.